Let me ask you first, because you have an inside look at the labor market, which is becoming and has become more and more competitive. What are you seeing in terms of demand for employers that are searching for employees and also job seekers?
Well, first off, thank you for having me. And the job market right now is really a tale of two completely different stories. On the employer side, the economy is reopened. The employers' recruiting is white hot. We're seeing in every one of our job categories massive demand from employers for talent. And then when we shift our view over to the job seekers, we see reluctance. So job seeker activity is still down to initial COVID levels. There's a lot of speculation that it has to do with the vaccination rates, with the schools still being closed in many states across the country, and also the extension of the stimulus. We think that there is enormous pent-up demand on the job seeker side, not just among the 16 million job seekers who are either unemployed or underemployed right now. There's also millions of people who are currently employed who didn't just shelter in place at home, they sheltered in place at where they're currently working. So we think that in the back half of this year and the first part of next year, you're going to see a surge of job seeker demand to come meet that already existing employer demand.
Right. So, Ian, in particular, how is ZipRecruiter addressing that imbalance? What can you sort of do better than your competitors to get ahead of, an expected surge, and if job seekers come back to the market in a big way, which they're expected to do?
Well, the thing about ZipRecruiter is it's different from a traditional job board. We use artificial intelligence to play matchmaker between the two sides of the market. So if you're a job seeker, rather than search for jobs on your own, our software will curate for you opportunities for which you would be a great fit, most likely a top 10 candidate, and make sure you never miss one of those opportunities. If you're an employer who's looking for talent, we will literally pitch job seekers to you that could be candidates for that role, who are highly qualified. You get to review them and decide who you want to directly recruit. Job seekers hate applying to jobs, but they love getting recruited. And when you look at the ratings that we've received on both sides of our marketplace, we're the #1 recruiting site according to G2 Crowd, and we've been the #1 job search app on both iOS and Android for the last 4 years. We feel like we're getting these raves because that marketplace matchmaker is a new elevated experience.
Ian, the enterprise hates complexity and they hate multiple vendors. When you look at the landscape and you think about the career builders and the Glassdoors and the LinkedIns, is the space ripe for consolidation or not?
One of the interesting things about the job category is there's such a broad diversity of players who are fighting for share of wallet when it comes to employers recruiting dollars. And that's one of the reasons why at ZipRecruiter, we don't just focus on building great product. We also make sure that there is broad-based awareness of the product we've built. I'm really proud of the fact that we have 82% brand awareness amongst employers. That was put on particular display during the pandemic when we were able to turn our marketing down and harvest significant profit. We've really woven ourselves into the fabric of how American businesses think about recruiting. And so it doesn't really matter whether there's consolidations or competitors. What you want is that when someone thinks I need to source talent, what's the first word that pops into their head? It's ZipRecruiter.